Gold and definitely silver have had a crazy run lately. Going up into the 30s, that's pretty impressive. I mean, that's a huge move. But the big question is, with all this price action, if or when silver does come crashing back down, what's the new back up the truck number? What number is the new number where you should say, you know what, you need to jump in? Now, first and foremost, I can see you already getting ready to start. Oh, you should buy at all prices. Oh, don't wait because it's going to go higher. You don't know that, first and foremost. Neither do I. It could go higher. But the reality is, again, that everybody has their own situation. Everyone has their own price point where, yes, they're interested in getting back in. For me, I would say, honestly, it's probably $22 on spot. And, obviously, to get any silver would probably cost you at least 25. So that's a number, even though I don't feel great about it, I feel like I could be motivated to get back into buying, at least stacking, for weight again, versus like the odd and silver round or whatever, the things that I actually like. I think that's the hard part for the community, or something that, probably plenty of stackers are kind of struggling with is, with all this price duration, especially for those that don't sell, when do you actually, consider silver to be a deal? Now, ideally, I mean, silver will go right back down to where it was pre-pandemic. Again, I can hear the naysayers saying, that's never going to happen. You're never going to see those days again. You don't know. You have no idea. I mean, it literally could be right around the corner. Now, why do I say that? Well, first and foremost, I'm not a believer in, silver really reflecting anything other than just, honestly, production capacity. Silver is used in a lot of industrial uses. It is an industrial metal. It is what it is. Gold's different. Gold obviously is used in a lot of things too, but nowhere near the same level as silver. Secondly, the other part with gold is, central banks are buying gold. What? Oh my God, they know something you don't, and they're waiting for the end of the world. No, not at all. Central banks stocked up on gold because, again, U.S. Treasuries, which in a rising, interest rate environment, you don't want to be holding fixed income of any kind, even though risk-wise, again, U.S. Treasury is basically, gold at this point. I can hear the naysayers. No, it's not. It's going to die. No, it's not. It's not going anywhere. But aside from that, again, that is why they bought gold, not because they're waiting for the end of the world, not because they're waiting for contagion and they're getting the leg up on you. No, that plain and simple. That's all it is. Again, gold, any physical, asset, particularly precious metals. Think about how much cost there is in just maintaining precious metals at that level. You have to secure them. You have to, keep them under certain conditions. You have to keep them, under lock and key. It kind of is what it is, right? There's just, so much to it. It's not just one aspect to that kind of thing. Whereas something like, again, U.S. Treasuries, there's nothing to worry about. It is the most commonly traded thing that there is, period, bar none. So that being the case, I mean, again, is there a case to be made for silver and gold going back down? Absolutely. Gold, absolutely. As soon as rates start to fall, you'll see gold starting getting unloaded. It's going to happen. Mark my words. No, they're not. They're not going to sell the gold. They're going to hold on to it forever because it's God's money. No. As soon as rates appreciably go down, not the first peasant rate cut, 0.25%, whatever they're going to do. It's going to take some time, but you will see them start to unload gold. Silver, on the other hand, the interesting thing about silver is, again, silver is an industrial metal. You hear all the time, China's doing this and da-da-da. Don't worry about that. The reality is, again, because it is an industrial metal, if the economy slows down, which there are plenty of you who think the economy is garbage. No, it's not. People are spending money hand over fist. Now, whether you can or people can, that's a completely different argument. But, the economy is hand over fist right now. People have been buying stuff. That won't always be the case. That will slow down. Natural, ordinary economic factors, not anything political, not Trump, not Biden. No. The funny part for me is like those same people are like, oh, Trump's economy. Trump had a trash economy. Trump literally kept doing the same thing that Obama was doing, which Obama's quote unquote economy, same trash. I mean, I will give him credit. I mean, basically he did preside over, the rebound from, what Bush left us. But I mean, honestly, like, did he really, go above and beyond? Probably not. And I mean, that's the thing, Trump has convinced so many people that his economy was great. I don't even think he achieved 3% GDP growth at any time throughout his presidency. Trash, garbage. And although he claimed he was going to get 4%, he didn't do anything close. Secondly, he had that meaningless trade war with China, which we lost. Ridiculous. But I mean, again, all those things aside, how does it translate back to gold and silver? If economic activity slows down, silver will fall. Period. Industrial metal demand is driven by industry. Now, we all know that that's a paper manipulated market, but it's still driven by industry. If there's no demand, no real demand, it's not going anywhere. Right now, you can spoof the market because there is demand. People are buying stuff. People are buying electronics. People are buying appliances. People are buying cars. People are buying this, that, the other thing. That won't stay the case. At some point, that will slow down in a meaningful manner. When it does, you will see metals go down. It's just the way things work. I mean, the thing with metals is, again, you watch so many hype channels that get you thinking that, metals are some type of a hedge, and they act like a hedge, like people run to metals, when something's going on in the economy. No, that's just not true. That's all literal BS. And the people who perpetuate that are the high school grads, to be honest. I mean, just to put it out there, the high school grads who just, they get caught up in this line of thinking. It's total BS. Now, are silver and gold commodities? Do they behave like commodities? Yeah, in a sense. But again, it's not because they, of fear or contagion that they go up and down. Definitely not. And it's definitely not because of inflation or no, especially not over the short term. That's absolutely not the case. So like all of these mantras, like I said, going back to what's your price, to me, it's got to be close to $20, because at that point I can say, you know what, that's a pretty healthy price drop. If silver falls from it hit 32? If it falls 30% back down to, the low 20s, that is a healthy move. That I can look at that and say, you know what, I'm probably getting some type of a deal at that price. And it might go lower, but at least that would be an appreciable amount where I can look and say, you know what, even with premiums factored in, I still feel like I'm coming out on top, starting to get my feet wet again. With, other stackers, I don't know. What's your price?